Now, there is a reason, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if you really, really are obsessed about this and you really, 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 really want to be fair, then you might be able to make the case that we ought not call ISIL or ISIS Islamists because some of our supposed allies in the war on terror are Islamists, like Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and so forth. But if you want to go that route, you want to bend over backwards to be fair and you don't want to insult some of our allies, that's why the nomenclature of Islamic extremists, if you want to differentiate, because Jordan clearly is not extreme Islam, at least not in the government of King Abdullah. Saudi Arabia, now that's a different story. Saudi Arabia, I mean, they get to play both sides of this. They get to occupy the reasonable Saudis, the allied Saudis. The other side of it, Saudi Arabia is, in many places, the origin of all of this, with Wahhabi Islam and all of the imams in the mosques and so forth. So, regardless, everybody knows that the reason we're not calling it Islamist extremism has nothing to do with not offending Jordan or Saudi Arabia. There's an entirely different set of reasons why Obama and the regime don't want to call this Islamic extremism. One of the reasons is they're trying to tell everybody that we've vanquished them by vanquishing Al-Qaeda. But I mean, to me, I don't know. Sometimes I just can't help but laugh. Here, ISIS has been decapitating people, and now they are burning them alive, and the AP is outraged because they are stealing the UN's food. And that may be going too far. Understand all this other stuff happens in war, but you start stealing the UN's food and passing it out, distributing it yourself to make yourself look like a good guy when it's actually the UN. That may be going too far. Here's Fareed Zakaria. Let's jump up to soundbite 3. Fareed Zakaria, global positioning satellite, was on CNN tonight last night. Don Lemon said, hey, the pilot that was burned alive, very prominent family in Jordan, and a murder like this, so vicious, Fareed. It's causing, it's really a global reaction out there, Fareed. Do you think it's going to end up galvanizing more people against ISIS? What kind of question is, they just burned a pilot alive on video, and the question to Fareed Zakaria, global positioning satellite, is, do you think it's going to end up galvanizing more people against it? No, why would anybody end up being more against ISIL? Because of it. Anyway, here's what Fareed Zakaria, global positioning satellite, said.
The Arab world will recognize, look, ISIS is not really about Islam or religion. This is this is a barbarous thing to do and a violation of any kind of humanity, but it's also very un-Islamic. It doesn't follow any precepts of Islam, and so they claim to be Islamic. No, they're a band of thugs.
Band of thugs, they're not Islamic. You see, that's going to be the running theme throughout all of this. They're calling themselves the Islamist state, but they're not Islamists, and they're not a state. They're just a bunch of thugs. Well, we know they're not Christians, and we know that they're not Catholics, and we know they're not Buddhists, and now they're not Islamists. What are they? Just a bunch of renegade thugs?